Trump's your daddy, and you can't deny it's all your insults that lit this fire inside. You called us deplorable, tried to beat us down, but guess who's back coming to take that crown? Trump's your daddy, and we're making it clear you're the reason he's coming back.
All right. What happened to the rest of that shit?
That was all I got, was 14 seconds.
Oh, yeah, no, there were some other ones. That's okay. So we're having things are a little funky, big time funky. So we got Pete Allman was supposed to be on the show, and I don't know, I'm having a hard time. There we go. Pete Allman was supposed to be on the show with us today from Los Angeles. I don't know where the hell Pete is. He was very popular in the 70s and 80s. He had some Hollywood radio show. He's a Trump lookalike actor, producer, known for sharp political satire. Before his Trump roles, he built a career as communication specialist, writer for dozens of publications, radio host, producer, Vegas, Los Angeles, elsewhere, while acting and producing films like Brando Unauthorized and Vatos Locos. It goes well with the Venezuelans. He stars as POTUS and produces his latest film, Donald's Dream, that we're supposed to talk about today. And you have that trailer somewhere, Bubba. Comedy with the theme Making America Laugh Again. He previously played Trump in American Comedy 2023 that was on Amazon Prime, along with Eric Roberts and Dan Laria. He also produced a One Piece themed documentary, Winds of Freedom. A longtime advocate for using humor to bridge the divides, he continues developing Trump-related projects, including the series of Donald's World. So if he joins us, we're going to have him on, but we're going to have to pivot at some of the things you have to do sometimes. This is the first time a guest didn't show up. He's pretty old. I hope he didn't have a heart attack and die or something, and I'll feel guilty.
Yeah, I feel even more guilty joking about it. Dude, did I tell you that actually happened with an account rep from a company I used to work for?
No. So,
all right, this is horrible. I'll make the story quick. But
yeah, go ahead.
The guy that was my boss when I first moved to Florida and was working for a company down there, another one of our locations, he had this younger guy who's probably in his 30s. I was like 23 at the time. He liked to party on the weekend. So Monday rolls around. The guy doesn't show up. Mike calls him at the end of the day, hey, do I need to bail you out of jail? What happened? Ha, ha, ha. Tuesday, he's calling him. Now he's pissed. He's like, dude, where are you? I'm going to have to let you go if I don't hear from you. Wednesday, the police show up. Oh, sorry, left a message end of the day Tuesday on the guy's phone. He's like, if you don't call me back by the end of the day, you better be dead. Wednesday morning, the police roll in. He was dead. He had undiagnosed heart condition, dropped dead, they think Friday after work, and been at his apartment all weekend.
So I'm going to unplug my headset and plug it back in because I just did an interview with Grant Stinchfield. It's out there now. Grant Stinchfield, Remarkable Voice. We talked about the Democratic Socialists of America that were here in Chicago. And my headset worked. And now it's not working. It's really funky. I had some funky stuff going on. Let me unplug it, plug it in, because I think that worked last time. And see if that helps.
I think it's that sound box, man. It's cursed.
It probably is.
Dude, we got some other wild stuff in the news right now.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, let me see if this works. Can I hear myself? Oh, there we go. It is this goddamn soundboard. I can hear myself there. Holy shit. My soundboard's toast.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're just going to have to get a new one. That thing's got problems every other week.
Now I lost you. Not there. It's weird. Now I can hear myself. And
you can't. You're not able to hear me?
Oh, my God. Here we go. This thing is so fucked
up. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine.
All right. So I can't hear you. I can hear myself in here, but I can't hear you. So I can hear you on there. So we'll just go from here. So, Mike, while we hope Peter's safe and sound somewhere, not dead, we'll just go from here. I did an interview with Grant right before the show. Everything worked fine. And it was talking about the Chicago Hyatt in McCormick Place. Now, the Democratic Socialists of America. It's out there on my Substack, Behind Enemy Lines, Terry Newsom. And what's really funny is that we have Pritzker talking about democracy, to save democracy every day, save democracy. And then he's letting the Hyatt, which is his family business, hold a bunch of communists and Marxists that had a 3-day summit in the backyard of the city of Chicago in the Hyatt, high security. My buddy Andy wanted to set up a table representing like Charlie Kirk's one-on-one peaceful debate, right? And when he got set up there, the security guards came out, would not let him set up there. They told Andy he had to be 3 blocks away minimum. Hyatt owns the streets and the sidewalks. Now, Andy's a Christian, nice guy. He should have told them to go stick it up their ass, but he didn't. He's not that kind of guy. And it's kind of ironic. And then they vetted everybody, meaning that, you know, you had to be a member of the DSA, and then you had to buy tickets, and you were supposed to be vetted by the end of May for this event that took place last weekend. And very tight security, and then you couldn't get in without showing your identification. These are the same people that don't want us to show, right? I know you know where I'm going. They don't want us to show IDs to vote in America, but they got this little half-assed cosplay Marxist communist. You know, you have these dorks dressed up like they're Castro. You got a bunch of transvestites, bunch of leftists, purple hair, weird. Just, you know, they stood out like I stood out like a sore thumb. I didn't get in, but I did weasel my way in on one of the sides there. Was able to get some of the pictures and some of the stuff that was on the agenda topics, talking about troublemaking, anti-ICE, how to organize. No media was allowed in. MS Now was there, right? I mean, what are they? They're communists.
They're probably sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, were they one of the sponsors? Were they?
Probably.
They probably were. Yeah. They had a surprise guest on Saturday, but they didn't tell us. They didn't. Still, it hasn't been out there in social media yet. So, who knows? Huh? Who knows? So anyway, it was pretty interesting seeing these whack jobs, and they're going to be coming a lot to Chicago. Unfortunately, we're the epicenter of the weather underground, Marxist, communist, socialist, all those events that they have downtown for Iran, Maduro, you know, the No Kings. If you see the posters, the signage, it's all these Marxist communist organizations. So they are protected and at home right here in the city of Chicago, in Johnson, in Pritzker's backyard, the guy who's running for governor and probably president, who's so worried about saving democracy. I got to save democracy. And he's got these Marxist communists in his hotel.
Yeah, and the other thing that strikes me, like you obviously, so the open borders socialists both wanted you to present an ID and charged people a ridiculous amount for tickets to get in. So it's like, yeah, they know what's up. They know how the real world works. It's all theater. These are just theater kids run wild.
They do have a low income pricing as well.
Oh, do they? What did they have a balance sheet based on race? Do I get a discount if I identify as a
and their registration? They have pangender, cisgender, two-spirit. I swear to God, two spirits. All this crazy bullshit. They list all the unions, so you know the unions are behind all this crap. And another thing I found really ironic, right? It was 99.9% white.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the brown people in Chicago that fled a socialist or communist country know exactly what they're getting into, so they're certainly not going to show up.
Yeah. The only tan people there were the security guards. And then the first time, I mean, I used public, what do you call it, multi-gender, gender-neutral bathrooms before. Never had to share one with a raunchy, nasty Marxist woman that came in right after me, and it was kind of weird. You know, you're in your own little stalls, and you got a chick right next, and it's just weird. I should have started masturbating or something just to make her feel uncomfortable. It's a joke. I would never do that. I would never.
Careful, she might have been into that.
Unless I was drinking at the hotel bar. I mean, I probably would have if she was hot. But being that she's a democratic socialist, it's like there wasn't a hot woman in the place. There were nasty women, skinny white pasty men, fat women. I mean, there's a lot of transvestites there, man. I swear to God, it's really weird.
Yikes.
So what else? Oh, we got a big guest on Thursday. Big guest.
Yes.
Alveda King. Dr. Alveda King. Finally booked her after 7 months. It's an honor for Mike and I to have her on this show. I really respect her. And we're going to talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center. So Dr. Alveda King, Martin Luther King's niece, she was labeled by the Southern Poverty Law Center as well as being a racist. She was labeled as a terrorist. All the same things I was labeled as. I could see them saying that about me as a white guy and trying to spin it, but she's African American. It's King's niece. It's how crazy they are. So we're going to play some of the clips from Jim Jordan's judiciary hearing meeting with the CO SPLC, of which I was sitting. Unfortunately, I didn't have people taking my picture. I was sitting 5 feet next to the CO. I mean, right to his left, and then you had Moms for Liberty right behind him. And at the table, you had Alveda King, Dr. King, right to his right. And she was calling him out, and then you had that stupid ghetto Crockett. Well, she pretends she's ghetto, but she's very wealthy from Texas.
Yes.
Trying to criticize Alveda King as if she's really, as a matter of fact, Alveda says, you're calling me to be like a bastard of the King family. That's how she acted, that she was like, she was an outcast of the King family. So we'll have some of her quotes. It'll be very good. I'm very, very excited about having her. So we'll be very prepared for that. We'll make sure my headsets work. We'll make sure the technology works. We'll make sure all our little video clips work.
No hiccups. Yeah.
We do have some big guests. I'm finally getting around and coordinating them because it takes a lot of time. And when you're a smaller show like ours, you got to compete with the big dogs, so it's not that easy to get someone like Dr. King on the show. So we're very, very, very honored and excited to have her on the show. So what's some of the other news today?
Well, we just got a breaking story. Heavily armed suspect arrested at Trump National Golf Course ahead of President Trump's visit. This is the one outside L.A. So it looks like they were doing a security sweep ahead of time, picked somebody up. Man was carrying firearms, ammo, and was monitoring President Trump's security preparations. So I'm assuming it's Secret Service that grabbed him. So this is just breaking right now. Police say they recovered a modified AR-style rifle, body armor, multiple magazines, ammunition, and notebooks containing, air quotes, concerning statements. That's from his house. So this is, suspect is Janine Jean Tail 38. And that's all. That's the latest update on that. But yet another, again, attempted Trump assassination. So we've had like 3 hot attempts now, and then multiple other people arrested for setting up.
Yeah, and there's many that we probably don't even know about, Mike. Right?
I'm sure. Many. Probably.
And this is all, how the left tried to blame us as initiating this stuff, right? What happened to that woman? What was her name in Phoenix, in Arizona, that got paralyzed, shot? Her husband.
Gabby Gifford.
They blamed, what's her name on that?
Sarah Palin, because she said targeting.
Yeah. Retarded Sarah Palin, they blamed on that. And that was unfair, and it was bullshit. And these people are outright calling for violence, right?
Yeah.
Or 86 and Trump. I mean, over and over again, all the time. And they ignore it, or they think it's acceptable, or they tuck it under the rug. And this is happening, and it's become a normal thing with these people on the left. We are headed to a civil war.
Absolutely.
The Democrats are going to start their second civil war. And it's going in that direction. It's unfortunate that we don't have enough people with courage and balls on our side that are going to be willing to fight against these creeps, because they're going to be supported by the Marxist, communist, Chinese, Russia.
Yep. And
you got all these half retards that are already out there that are showing up to these Marxist rallies, indivisible. They think they're justified in what they do to us. And our people don't even realize how serious the situation is for us and our kids. That they don't even know it's getting serious, and by the time they know, it's going to be too late.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of them are crazy, but other ones like this last guy that tried to kill Trump at the Correspondence Center, he knew exactly what he was doing. He thought he would be a hero. He knew he was going to either get killed by Secret Service or spend the rest of his life in jail, but he knew he'd be remembered as a hero by the left, and that was part of why he did it.
Yeah. What else? What were some other? You did so many shows today.
Actually, I didn't today. Today's my slow day.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The other one is this. You've heard about this thing with Bernie Moreno and his former son-in-law Max Miller asking him to step down.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I saw it, but I don't know what the hell that guy did. What did he do?
So he's divorced from Moreno's daughter now, but they're stating he broke their, at the time, 2-year-old daughter's collarbone. And I guess he just accidentally, air quotes, released nude images of their 2-year-old in the bathtub. His attorney did. So that's the latest thing. But yeah, it's domestic abuse. He is basically alleged domestic abuse, imprisoning the now ex-wife, wouldn't let her leave, harming their daughter. But it seems they seem to, even though he was never prosecuted, they seem to have plenty of evidence of these just to substantiate these allegations. And the media is already playing into it. They're trying to pretend this is worse than Graham Plattner and the Nazi allegations.
Course, right.
So that's the new hotness. And of course, now they won't be able to get enough of this story, whereas they couldn't stay far enough away from Plattner. And I don't know if you heard about this with Plattner's replacement. I'm blanking on the guy's name. Apparently, he dated his second cousin, or has a kid with his second cousin. Yes. So apparently, so
really,
they keep. Yeah, I guess they keep it in the family in Maine.
Well, this is real important. Was she hot?
I don't know. Probably not.
Another joke. I'm joking. It's disgusting. Who cares if she's hot? Doesn't matter.
Well, they're both Democrats, so no, not really. Judging by his looks,
that's a dumb. I didn't even have to say that joke. She can't be hot. It's a bad joke.
Well, that's how you people know it's a joke. No, I saw the best headline ever for this is over at the Babylon Bee. I'm looking for it right now. Is Maine Democrats say you can have a candidate that's a rapist or a candidate that's committed incest, or you can have a no rape candidate or no incest candidate, but you can't have both.
Right. So what's going on with the rift between Trump and Jeanine Pirro about her not pushing charges against this guy that may have or may have not? I mean, I honestly, if Trump turns this into something big, I'll be pissed off because we've got enough things to worry about. I support Trump. I know he says dumb shit. We've got too many crazy things to worry about to turn that into a rift at this point in time.
Well, yeah, and I guess they just had a meeting and Jeanine Pirro just went to the White House, but she also dropped charges against 3 other people now. Now, what I'd heard before, this like former Olympic athlete guy that basically they didn't really have him on anything, that essentially he might have been present while somebody else was pulling the liner of the reflecting pool and cut it. And he was probably like there cheering it along or whatever. But what I'd heard before is, he wasn't an active participant. He didn't show up with the group that did it or anything like that. He just happened to be arrested when they grabbed the rest of them. And if that's the case,
if they don't have hard, clear-cut evidence, this is not a fucking battle that he needs to worry about right now, man.
No, and like you can be a jackass. There's no law against that. If they want to show up and protest for algae or cheer along the people that are actually committing a crime, you can be a jackass. It's not illegal, unfortunately. But there's nothing to charge him with then.
Okay, how about this? Let's talk about Iran. I'm very, very disappointed in Trump and Iran.
Yeah.
For those of you that agree or disagree or whatever with the war, we know Iran's scumbags. We know they lie. We know they delayed. We know they prolonged. They've been doing this shit for 50 years.
Yep.
He should have blew the shit out of them 4 months ago. When they blew their word the first time, the second time, the third time, it's like, Trump is not a pushover. So what in the hell kept him from dragging this thing right up to the midterms where it's going to be too late, no matter what the hell he does now? He can't blow the whole country up. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, militarily, we could blow the whole fucking thing up, but that's politically, it's going to be a disaster.
There'd be some global fallout if we wiped a country off the map.
Right. And I'm not saying that. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, so am I.
Military targets 4 months ago and hit them and kept hitting them hard and doing these things. And it's like, what the hell, buddy, man? I mean, how many times are you going to be lied to and think it's going to change? Insanity's doing the same thing over, expecting different results with these crazy radical Islamic creeps.
That's what I don't understand. Like, if it were me, it wouldn't even gotten to the point of the MOU. The first time they broke their word during the first ceasefire, would have been like, okay, guys, well, I guess you don't want to live any longer. And I would have just taken out the rest of their leadership. But he keeps going back to the table. It doesn't make any sense to me. You would think after violating the MOU, that would have been it, like he said before. And they're not people we can negotiate with. We don't have to wipe the country off the map. But there's this city within a city called Jerkeren. It's part of Tehran, and that's where most of their leadership lives, both people that work in government, people that are the government. I say vaporize that area. Make daisy cutters great again. They have no air defense right now. We could just drop fuel air bombs. They're the largest non-nuclear weapons, MOABs, and just wipe that whole section of the city out. And anybody else that's left, or anybody else that's in a bunker, anyone who we know the location of, including the gay Ayatollah, go hand them a bunker buster and wipe out as much as we can from the IRGC. Then come back and like, all right, guys, no more deals. It's total surrender or nothing at all, or the pain continues. And that way they'll come to the table. Otherwise, forget it. They've already figured out all they have to do is threaten the Straits, and we're going to back down. We look like idiots.
Yeah, because I think we agree, all of us, Trump is not a pushover. Right.
Yeah.
He's not one that's going to be tricked. Right. There's something going on that we don't know. I
have a guess.
How the hell it could be the right thing. It makes no sense, no matter what we don't know, that's causing this to happen. And I personally think if that was me, when those pricks, and they've said it a number of times when Trump was on international news saying that, we're negotiating in good faith. And then, 12 hours later, Iranian says, we're not negotiating. I'm like, oh, okay, fuck you.
Yeah.
Not even like, no, they want to talk now. No, fuck you. You said you're not negotiating. Okay, I heard you. And then just do it.
I would have been loading bombs onto planes 5 minutes after they said there was no meeting Monday. But to your point, okay, assholes, well, no meeting it is then. And but this is what I suspect's happening. And this is just a guess. But early in Trump's administration, we were cozying up to Qatar and a lot of the other Gulf states. They were promised to make a lot of investments in the United States. Qatar alone is $2 trillion or just under $2 trillion in new investments here in the U.S. I've heard that they are dangling that over Trump's head because a lot of these Gulf powers do not want Iran's government completely wiped out, because they end up with a secular government or they reinstall the Shah and they have a king again. That's going to make things very difficult for a lot of other Arab states, because when people see other people with freedom, they want it. They want those things. A lot of these nations, people are tired of being oppressed. They're tired of living under Sharia. Even if they're still Muslim, a lot of them do want, it'd be nice if their daughter could go outside, not worry about having to get arrested by morality police and thrown her in jail because her hair popped out, or getting stoned to death because this or that happened. They want to live in the 21st century with the rest of us. And if Iran all of a sudden is a beacon of freedom, they used to be mini America. If they return to that, it's going to make things very difficult for the Saudis and others.
Yeah, Iran in the 70s looked identical to America at that point in time in the 70s.
Yeah.
Their chicks even looked cuter back then before they turned into camel faces that they...
before they made them wear trash bags 24/7. Yeah. Annie did a great mini documentary on this a few years ago, way before all this started. It was a little before the Masa Amini stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, I think she's still got it up on Live Up to Freedom, her webpage. But yeah, she went through, showed videos, showed women who could get an education. They were in the workforce. They actually, I don't know if you knew that, you might have known this, Terry, but a lot of our audience did. Iran's governing document was a copy of the U.S. Constitution minus the Second Amendment. Instead of having a president, they had a king with restricted powers. But yeah, otherwise they actually used our Constitution.
Hey, so I didn't tell you this yet. I was chewing ice cubes. I didn't tell you, but we gotta take my kid to start his his college year, right?
Yeah.
Week. So Jenny McGuire and Tommy McIntosh from AM 560 are going to join you and have a show, co-host with you together in the next couple weeks. And so a lot of people here locally like them and excited about having the show on. And you guys will get connected beforehand and figure out what you want to talk about. I know some of the topics they want to talk about, but I'm not going to be part of that. I'm going to be in Florida. I'm going to be 1,000 miles away.
That's right. And, for anybody listening out there,
be a fun local show for us. What else? I talked to another horse guy.
Yeah,
we're going to have bigger in the business, and I learned a little bit more than when we spoke to Randy. Is that he said that the Mustangs, the wild horses, right? So for those of you who missed the show last week, 1971 or 2, Nixon made it illegal to kill any of the wild Mustang horses in the United States, which is a good thing. But a lot of ranchers that ranch with cows and sheep and stuff, and they have their issues with the land, right? Grazing off the land and stuff. But so you can't kill them. So now the United States government, Bureau of Land Management, was paying $1,000 per horse for you to adopt a horse. But you could only adopt 4 at a time. So I learned this yesterday when I talked to this other gentleman that's going to be on the show. So fast forward, and guess who's getting involved in that? The cartels.
Oh, geez.
And they got a bunch of people that are getting their 4 horses at a time. Then, and this is some of what Randy talked about, is they're being sent to Mexico. And in Mexico, they're getting $800 to $1,100 a horse to either turn it into food or glue or kill it, dog food. And then some countries eat horse meat. So now you got the cartels picking up these horses and getting 1,000 from our side, 1,000 from the other side. It's $2,000, and sending, he said 16 people at a time to get these horses. And then he talked about how Purina, the dog food company, right? They're not allowed to, openly use horse meat in their dog food, but there's another company in Mexico that turns it into some protein something. So they buy the protein, whatever it is, that's really tied back to brown horses, and then they put the protein into the Purina food. So it's pretty messed up. And then there's some old cattle ranches where they have 25,000 Mustangs in an old cattle ranch that the BLM is actually or 80,000. I'm sorry. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about this guy and this story, and I'd love to find ways to go after the people that are picking these horses up and they're sending them down without water and food and not caring if they die and suffer the trip down from Colorado or wherever they catch them at to south of the Mexican border.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, people are just so cruel.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, right before I jumped on the show, somebody called me. This is again for local behind the scenes. Everyone knows Maxie Pad Rice and the other 3 Stooges. Well, somebody got their hands on some of his divorce documents that are being released. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The guy that stalks, harasses women, tries to extort people, threaten them, lie about them, defame them, contact their work, go after their jobs. Somebody got hands on his divorce papers for him and his 12-hour bride, Mia Cohen. So that's going to be pretty interesting in the next few weeks, and the stuff that comes out about that.
Oh man, I just saw Ma'am Dommy's finally picked a name for his new grocery stores. He wants to compete, against 7-Eleven, so he's just going to call them 9-11.
That's a good one. That's That's a good one. I see the Italians too have been pretty pissed off about what happened. I see a lot of them on social media calling them out. Lots of them. The guy's going to have to get recalled. Oh, we got to mention Danny Sori, our buddy Danny Sori, right? From Aurora. He got 9,000 signatures. He only needed, I think, 5 or something like that.
Yeah, 5.
And actually, CNN called him today, this morning. Oh my God, here's Pete. Here's Pete. Hold on a minute here. Oh, Pete. We got 10 minutes left. That's okay. Yeah, so we're almost done. We'll reschedule, okay? No, don't worry about it, brother. All right? Bye. He had a heart attack. I told him we'll do it when he gets better. That's a joke. He made a big mistake. It's a 3-hour time zone difference, but don't worry about it. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we can run the
So why don't we
preview.
cut it short? Why don't we cut it short?
We can do that. Do you want to run the preview for his film real quick, or wait till he's on?
Yeah, why don't you do it now, and we'll why don't we do that, and then you could close us out. How's that, brother?
All right, let's do that.
Hello, my name is Alex Azen. I'm the creator of Winds of Freedom, multimedia presentation, social message dedicated to promoting.
I don't think he sent the right preview link.
No, that's one of 2. That's actually no, that's not him, but that is one of them. There's 2 of them. There's the one about the Donald Trump one. Yeah, that's the second one. It was supposed to be on the back end.
I'll tell you off air, but yeah, I don't think the link he sent was right.
Okay, don't worry about it. Let's just say goodnight.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help us to grow so we can bring more people the news the mainstream media doesn't want you to hear. And we'll be back on Thursday with more with Alveda King.
Bye.